single flame can light a million more.
See if we can get through this without the phone ringing. I'm telling you guys, this last week has been a challenge. Between managing my boss's tow business and losing my dog and everything else that has gone on, to get out here and be able to lay my hands on anything. I've been trying to get this thing up just so I could key it and see how it runs since 10:30 this morning, and it's now 4:50 in the evening. So Mr. W sent this thing up, and originally we were going to pull all these transistors out and we were going to replace them with Toshibas, but once I hit him with the number with how much that was going to cost, Mr. W opted to stick with the PP100/HY2879s or HD2879s. These two first transistors were popped. So I went in here and, oh yes, I've got brand new PP100s sitting here. I got to keep them here for parts inventory. I put two matched, and what I mean matched is I beta gained the transistors, and they're within 1% of each other, or one beta gain of each other, and replaced the burnt resistor. Now, I haven't touched anything else on this. It's completely bone stock the way it came. There's a couple things I think are interesting, like this isn't even soldered down all the way, and somehow we've gotten rid of the 4-fan configuration, and now we're down to 2. I think we're going to go ahead and punch that out. We're going to add another fan to it. Then we're going to take these little grill guards, which actually slow the air velocity down quite a bit. We're going to remove these, I think. I don't know. I'm going to measure that with my Cardinal wind station to see actually what we got for pressure with and without those. We might leave those. We'll see. We're going to put that to the test. And there's a couple of little small wiring changes in here that I'm going to do. But I wanted to give a baseline test to see if we're going to get any improvement out of it. So we are operating in 2X, so this is going to read like a 2,000 watt slug. Over here is full deflection, that's 2,000 watts. Right here's the 1,000 watts, so it's 2, so it'd be 12, 14, 16, 18, 2,000. 1,000 watt slug in average, 5 watt slug in reverse, back from the bird, 10,000 watt dummy load. We're going to hit this with a Striker 955. I'm not going to show you the tune or the output, the drive power of this. We're just going to know that it's 90 watts since there's a 500 plus other videos to verify that. So we're going to hit this with 90 watts of drive. Use that 5 watt slug sitting between the amplifier and the radio to show our input tune. Okay. So we've got a 1 watt dead key, which gets us nothing on the output. With a 1 watt dead key going into a 12 pill, we've got a 1/4 watt reflect. Hello, audio. It's almost 2.5 watts worth of reflect with only 90 going in. Hello, audio. So what would that be, guys? Hello, about 13 and some change. Let's get down there. Hello, about 1350, and what are we looking at it on the average side? Hello, audio. About 380 average. Yeah. Okay, baseline test established. We got the amp fixed. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do our magic to it. We're going to clean up our input tune, make that so it reads lower. Now imagine if you hit this with like a 2 pill the way it's designed to be hit. So instead of 90 watts, you're going to be putting like 300 watts of drive into it. So instead of 2 watts of reflect, you would have like 10, 15 watts of reflect. So see if we can get that to come down a little bit. We're going to change how this is wired on the inside to see if we can kick up the performance a little bit. We're going to change our output tune and get that matched. Oh yeah, let's test that real quick. Hello. Output tune is not that far off. Still got a 1.5 watt coming back. And we're going to change our input tune. Get that more balanced out. Make it a little more happy. Now, let's say all of these can work at 100% output all the time. All the time. 24/7. And we're going to assume that these are Meanwell style supplies. So when they say that they can actually put out 30 amps, they can actually put out 30 amps. Unlike that big pile of switch mode supplies I got over there that are marked to say they can put out 10 amps a piece and they can only put out about 4.5. We're going to assume that these can actually put the load out. I think these are Sunbeams. They're not even that. There's something else. Anyhow, so if we have 30 plus 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 30, do we actually have enough to run all 12 transistors? Okay, on that note, I'll be back. So let's see here. I got 8, let's see, 6, 7, 8. 8 times 30 equals 240 amps of output power out of the power supply. So then we take 12 times 25 for the amperage per transistor, 300. Okay, yeah. Okay, anyhow, Mr. W, here's your xforce 12 pill. It's been massaged a little bit. We added that third fan. Now, I did take note that these little grill guards, they do slow down the velocity, but not enough to make that big of a difference, because remember, you've only got that little slit of airspace on the back that lets the air come out. So you got to be careful that you don't reach a point where it's overpressurizing the cavity of the cabinet, and you cause this thing called cavitation, where if you create an environment where the air can't get out, you have an imbalance that takes place over the air that can get in, over the air that can get out. And if you exceed the air that can get out, you end up causing a back pressure, and you end up having, with these style fans, you end up having a whole bunch of loss where the air flows back out, or the fan just sitting there spinning in its own airspace. So I'm leaving that alone. But what we did do is go in here and we moved a bunch of these wires. I went in and I did all the B+ upgrades to this. I spent about 5-10 minutes working with the input tune and just a little bit of time working with the output tune. Like I said, I added that fan. But our baseline that we shot when we first started still stays the same. We're going to use the 955. We're going to use that 5-watt slug in that meter sitting between the radio and the amplifier to show input tune, which we have been working on. So let's go ahead and kick this puppy on. Now, if you can remember, it did about 14 and some change with 90 watts of drive, right? Check this out. Hello. So, just by playing with the input tune and the output tune, hello. Pick 200 watts up there and about 100 per. Hello, audio. As good as she's gonna get. So that's with 90 watts of drive, Mr. W. But BBI, it should do more than that. Then it's a 12 pill. Yes. Remember, these don't put out and transmit with the same amount of power as a 2879. Everybody in my world wonders why I always have that off. Because at the most inopportune time, that radio is going to key up and make noise. Okay, so, like I was saying, the PP100s don't put out the same amount of power as a 2879. They're close, they take a little bit more drive, and they don't quite have the same amount of peak power output, or the same bird, but they're close for HD 2879s. So we're going to pull the 955 out of line. We're going to drive this son of a bitch just a little bit harder. We're going to use a 2950, and we're going to use a bench 2 pill. I gotta undo that whole mess again. Check it out. What's the main thing I've been touting on this whole video? Touting on, talking about, bragging about. Man, I got the input tune dialed in and it put up more output power. Okay, everything's on. Hello, audio. Hello, audio. Now, a watt and a quarter doesn't seem like it's a whole lot, right? But the proof's in the pudding. Hello, audio. The more wattage that goes in, hello, more that can come out. The less reflect that you have in between your devices, the better in tune everything is, the harder you're going to be on the equipment. Okay, so now that we've shown that we took a full watt out of the input tune, got it down to about a half a watt, let's hook up the little 2-pill. We'll take that down to 1x. Shh. Hey, hey, shh. Shh. We're filming here. Okay. Come up here and turn that 955 off. We're going to turn on the 2950. Alright, so now we're just going to set up our drive level. Hello. Do I have everything hooked up properly? Hello. I think I have a bad coax jumper. Give me just a second. Didn't have a bad jumper. This coax connector right there has managed to work its way loose over the years. Okay, so we're going to hit the 30 watt radio into the 2-pill. Please note where we got the variable almost all the way down on the bottom. Hello, audio. So we're going to hit this with about 200 peak watts. Back up in the 2x position, and of course we're going to bury this in a corner. Hello. Bury it hard in the corner. We're going to go down to 5x. Okay? 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. Hello, audio. Hello, audio. Get a whole lot more peak power and about 100 more bird watts. But PPI, that's not 211. 200 watts suggested drive. I'm going to crank it all the way open, so we're going to put about 350, 400 plus in it. Hello. I wanted to do that for two reasons. I wanted to show it maxed out. If this was a 2879 based Toshiba box, this would put out a scooch more. It'd probably put out almost a full 1,000 watts more somewhere in there, 800 watts more. But it's not. It's got PP100s in it. I guess they're cheaper. They are what they are. But they work-ish, I guess. Watt meter don't lie. The best this thing's going to do is about 2,600 PEP and just about 650 bird. That's it. And we're at the max of what this power supply can do. So honestly, keep your dead key low. Let the watts swing. Don't put more than about 2 1/4 into it. And this thing will last you a good long time, I do believe. Mr. W, you're back up and running. Chooching and screaming live and sound. We'll put the lid on it. Put a BBI sticker on it. You'll take some pictures for Facebook, and I'll get with you and we'll get the sucker headed home. Gentlemen, my name is BBI, without a shadow of a doubt. I am the biggest mud duck in Idaho. Come check us out, www.bbiamps.com. We are, without a shadow of a doubt, the largest repair shop on earth, hands down, for amplifiers anywhere. I'd much rather be doing repairs than be doing new builds. I don't get to be here without your all's support, and I appreciate everything that you guys send up here for me to work on. Gentlemen, I'll see ya. Bye.